What's up, everybody? I'm joined here by my good friends Bam
Hello.
and Cimkii
Hello.
to talk about the SSPL Season 7 draft. Look at all the teams, flame them, or not flame them if they're good, but none of them are good, so just flame them. We're going to start off with the first overall pick in the draft, which was Lander's Eye from Blue Crew, but let's look at the whole team. What are your guys' thoughts?
I think Blue Crew as a 5-time winner of this league. I think he always does a good job covering his bases.
Four and a half time.
He first picked Landorus Eye, which first time of it being allowed in our draft league was Sheer Force. There is a famous Sheer Force Mon Nidoking that ran our league for several seasons, specifically through Blue Crew, and so it feels like he's kind of got mega Nidoking here. But his team he seems great. Iron Hands fills out a lot of roles for him. He has Prio with Scizor and Azumarill. I think the biggest issue with this team is probably speed control.
That's what I noticed when I looked at it, because I was like, okay, fastest mon on the team, Cyclizar, but Cyclizar is not that threatening of a Pokemon.
I thought that too, but then he has
But then it just falls.
Scizor and Azumarill Prio. He has he has mini snow core with Rotom Frost, Bomb Snow Sanchez if he wants to bring that 1 or 2 weeks. And he does have Spidops. Now, obviously, it requires him to bring Pokemon like Spidops and Sandman Lotus to his match, which is inherently something you probably don't want to do in a pretty stacked draft league like ours too often. But double Prio, a strong Prio with Azumarill and Scizor, it kind of makes up for a lot of the lack of speed I think he has, and every Pokemon on his team just hits incredibly hard too. So, and a lot of them can take a hit. A lot of them are pretty bulky. So I don't think the speed
yeah, all the
it's a big
mons on
deal
the
to the
team
end of the
are
world
bulky.
though. Yeah, all of them. Apart from Bike, but he can Terra Bike, and he can Terra Mismagius, who because Mismagius is a Ran Battles legend this gen so far. No, I think if there was somebody else piloting this team, I wouldn't be as confident in it. But I think Blue Crew is a generational battler of our time. So I think this is a really threatening team.
He's earned the right to be respected with a seemingly cobbled together team like this. It's a little all over the place.
Is it?
Yeah, I thought that at first.
That way.
When you look at it, but then
that
you break it down, on, they kind of make sense together. I think Cyclizar goes into Lando, right? Gets set up, or any of his mons. Cyclizar into Azumarill Belly Drum, right? It works. He's got great type coverage. Mew can be whatever he wants it to be. Cyclizar can clear hazards. Iron Hands is fat. I think the team is actually very well balanced. I think
he hits all the key rolls, all the key types, and some heavy hitters for sure. Even though we said Cyclizar is not really a threat, do you want to swap into a Terra Dragon Draco? Not really.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you've got a fairy type, but that's besides the point. Blue Crew's Lando Eye is going to do things this season.
That thing is so scary. that thing is it's almost with Sheer Force, it's almost GU level of breaking power from that thing. It's absurdly strong. And the thing is too, right? When you play against Lando Eye, you want your Spidef tanks. You want to load up on your Spidef because that's the only way you could check this thing if you're not a ground resist. Well, he has Hands, Scissor, Mew can be physical, Azu's physical. He has a lot of things that could break a lot of these checks for Lando Eye. Azumarill especially, I love this mon. This mon's so good. I'm glad he drafted it. This thing is every draft league, this thing gets work done always. It's so good.
It's so funny looking at Azumarill because you see that 50 attack, and you're wait. That thing has one-shot me multiple times.
Yeah, that's 149. That's 149.
Yeah. Seeing it written out like that, you don't think about the base stat of it. You think when you're looking at it, it's I got 3 choice bands on me right now. It's it's always such a jarring thing to see. But no, that mini snow core is interesting, especially since it's another snow player in the.
Yeah, there's a couple weather teams, right? Because I wonder, I don't know if he plays against Amag or Lost or you, Cimkii, but there's a few teams with weather components that, Slash could be really annoying for if he brings them. I don't know if he plays any of those teams first half. I don't remember, but it's just if only because these things force prep, they're annoying. That alone is annoying because you have to think man, does my team kind of get cooked by +2 Sand Slash? Now you have to think about it.
And the answer is no, but you know, but yeah, I mean, I think I think where he's getting the most value this season is honestly, obviously Lando I, but I think Iron Hand's going to really do a good job for him. He has a lot of pivots into that thing, and it can live a hit, and it does about 1.5 billion damage to anyone that comes in.
We were saying Lando, or not Lando, I mean, maybe Lando too, but we were saying Iron Hand MVP potential in this league for sure.
Yeah, I think it's gonna crack some skulls, and I'm not looking forward to it because I do like that mod a lot. I feel like draft league people shy away from it because of its speed tier, but it's gonna one shot people, like a lot of
this
people.
This thing, it's like a Melmetal art, but it's so
yeah,
good.
Literally, yeah,
it's so good.
What if we gave this thing double Iron Bash?
What if we did?
Might be honest on here.
I don't know.
Be banned, but
wait, did you guys ever notice that Sand Slash has 25 special attack? Like,
yes.
holy distribution. Like, they really didn't waste any points. 25? I never realized it was that bad.
Yeah. They
That's really funny.
They took its special attack and gave it to its defensive and its defenses instead.
This thing still sucks, but still, that's crazy.
I mean, yeah, no, it's I steal. Actually, I steal offensively. I quite like, but defensively, it's piss.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
It happens. Yeah, I like the team a lot though. Like, I just like this whole like Hand, Scissor, Mew, like Azu, these like bulky idiots that could still like be really scary. I like it a lot.
Oh, it's yeah. The more I've been looking at it, just sitting here now, the scarier it is. Because again, that Mew can do literally anything.
All right.
Prep versus Mew.
Yeah. I mean, Mew's Mew. Mew's always been Mew. Mew will always be Mew. If they took some shit away from it, it's still Mew. It's like, is he gonna use it to get up hazards and enable his team? Is he gonna DD up on me or whatever? Or Swords Dance, whatever setup moves?
Or is it gonna use the Calm Mind Cosmic Power thing with?
That's gone, I think. I think that's gone. Right?
No, it's still doable.
I think it just. I think it still has it.
You do.
It's usually it's Cosmic Power,
but
body press.
You don't have recovery anymore.
That's like,
so the recovery is gone.
Iron Defense, Calm Mind, with Draining Kiss and Stored Power, I think is the set.
I feel like that's not very good. Like the body press set was so good.
It's certainly more limited, yes.
The only thing you couldn't beat was like Sableye.
Yeah. Oh, God bless Sableye. I love that Pokemon. But we'll get on to that.
Actually, speaking of Sableye, I mean, we do have Kids Draft next, if we want to get to that now.
Real quick. So, Beast Mode. We'll revisit the end, but are we thinking top 4 finish, bottom 4 finish, or middle, or like, 5-6 finish?
See, it's Blue Crew. I feel like it'd be disrespectful to say anything but a top 4 finish. But
I agree.
I'd have to agree.
I agree. Yeah.
I know he hasn't. As far as I'm aware, he hasn't played too much of the gen, but he's got some hitters, some mons that he probably knows very well, with Mega Nidoking, and Scizor. And it's Blue Crew. He'll make it work.
It's Pokemon. He'll pick it up. He'll be fine. I'm not worried. But yeah, I mean, we have Cimkii's team too, though. And, this is you, Cimkii. This is you. You took pull number 2 overall, which I don't think anybody will ever question pull at any point in the draft.
I mean,
but this was shocking from you because pull's good and you drafted it.
Look, I have something of an aversion to good Pokemon, and you can see that in like the other 10 picks in my draft. But Polt was available. I had to pick Polt. You don't not pick Polt if it's available. Like.
Unless you're Blue Crew.
But
he's had it before, so...
He's had it before, and Lando I was available for the first time, so...
He's had it.
Blue Crew gets a pass.
So Kim, let me ask you, because obviously, I don't think I need to ask you why you picked Dragapult. That's not something that, like, needs to happen. It's like, no shit. Give us your thought process behind, the rest. Like, you don't have to go on the row, but give us a thought process behind the team you built, and why you built it this way.
Right. So I can give you the answer with the mon that I like. Quite simply.
Okay.
I like all of these mons for one reason or another. In the case of Empoleon, when I heard that was coming back and it got Roost, Ooh, I always liked Empoleon, and I have used it in a draft league before, way back when, I think. But with access to competitive as well, and I knew we were going to tier it around the 12-point mark, which it ended up being. I still would have picked it second at 13 points, but it's a good roll compression. It can rock, it can phase. It's got more recovery now. It's a steel type. It's a bulky water type. Also my favorite Gen 4 start. So I couldn't not use it. And then Fez was new. Fez is the only new mon I have.
Oh, you're right.
But
yeah,
it's I don't know. I saw this thing's design and was like, that's cool. And then its stat distribution's a little underwhelming, but it's got a very cool typing.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my 3 bird Pokemon, 2 of which are flightless.
Draft them all back to back to back as well. As a matter of fact,
That's true. I mean,
I was
this team
talking
obviously.
to Cimkii about the 3 birds and 2 of them being weak to ground.
Look, this team has a ground weakness problem. I'm aware. We have ways around that, being Mandibuzz, Rotom Heat, Lycanroc Cantera away from a ground weakness, Levani 4 times resist. We've got options. Yeah, I'll be honest. The first 5 Pult to Mamo felt like a solid core. Like those 5 Pokemon all together, they kind of cover each other quite well. And that was sort of my thought process. I did want something like Zapdos instead of Mandibuzz, but that was taken from me, which, can't expect it to not go. It's Zapdos. It's amazing.
Might have been a blessing in disguise,
Because
You did need the removal, so
I did need removal. Mandibuzz was always like top 3 on my removal list anyway, and especially because it's a good check to Pult.
Yeah, I noticed that you had T-Tar and Mandibuzz. Like,
Yes, sir.
the best Pult checks in the game. You just said those are mine.
Look, T-Tar he might be in ZU at the moment, but it's a sensational mon, especially in draft. And the little sand core of T-Tar Lycanroc in the sand, by the way. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a fun Terramon. Yeah, I guess for people who don't know, this league we have low tier Terra, so only Pokemon 8 and below can Terra. So Lycanroc's actually like a premier Terra option in Sand in this league.
We've run the calcs. Terra fighting close combat in the sand, I'm quicker than everything, and I basically one-shot them too. After a Swords Dance or with a bend. It's good. It's good. And then we got the typical Cimkii low tiers. Sableye, Levani, Magcargo. And Rotom Heat also just, again, my team is very susceptible to things like status, specifically Thunderwave. And Rotom I like because it can, if something, if I'm in against something and it's threatening either Willow or T-Wave, Rotom can absorb either of those completely for free. So,
yeah, I love the Rotom Heat pick because you definitely had a bit of like you said, a ground weakness, fairy weakness, and that that's a good check for both. I think it rounded out the team really nicely.
Thank you.
I gotta come clean. All right. As
Oh,
you guys
no.
may or may not know, I'm not the biggest fan of Tyranitar this generation.
That's yeah.
I loaded up a couple games with the T-Tar team in OU a couple days ago. Under the radar, on an account nobody knows. And it's doing some damage.
Oh no.
I had it was like I had to go see for myself. It's like in Parks and Rec where Ron Swanson goes, like the granny style bowling, and he keeps hitting strikes. And he tells the other guy, I was never here. He like bowls 300. That was me. I climbed like 300 elo with the fucking T-Tar team, and I was like, all right, you know what? Like,
I hope guys doesn't watch this video and catch you saying this.
I'm still gonna slander him. All right, I'm still gonna slander him.
Of course.
I'm still bringing 6 months of close combat against him. That being said,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's he's still Tyranitar, I guess. Power creep doesn't hit as hard in draft, I guess, as it does in the OU ladder or something or whatever. But yeah, I still hate him. you know,
Understandable.
I gotta
It's
give
also
a little respect
An
where it's due.
incredibly, yeah. Sorry. No, I just think it's also a very diverse mon. Versatile rather. You can run band, you can DD, specs if you're feeling dumb, like myself.
Listen, that mon gets Ice Beam, and it fucks
does.
people up.
Oh no,
That-
that special coverage is way too good.
It's crazy. I was running it like special all the time. Its coverage,
Yeah.
it's incredible. It's like yeah,
Thunderbolt.
bring in that Gliscor. That's fine.
I've
Come to Papa.
I've run random ice beams on T-Tar like to hit
Yeah.
Husk Carter. Like it's
I mean,
just
back in Gen 8, I was running to hit Zygarde when the Zygarde was allowed in the tier for 2 days. Like, it's
you
like
got. It's special. I'm looking at it now. Its special coverage is insane. Thunderbolt, Ice
that's
Beam,
T-Bolt,
Blizzard, Flamethrower, Surf.
it's got a
you've
Power
Gem
Gen
and Dark
1
Pulse for
normal
stab.
move for no reason.
You've got Earth Power and Dragon Pulse as well. I mean, its physical coverage is it's similar, not as good because a lot of the moves like Ice Fang are kind of whack.
It does have like
But-
40 more in the attack so that kind of makes up for it. But
And 95 is a respectable amount of base stats to specs. Like,
see me, like I like T-Tar more as like a sand setter, get my rocks up, and then do some chips to people who weren't expecting me to do chip to them.
yeah,
I think where T-Tar falters is people trying to run these like DD choice band knockoff things where it's like T-Tar is gonna do that. Like it's gonna happen. Yeah, like sometimes you can't do anything about it, but it's like for me, if I'm with my rocks up, get my sand up. Now once Drill comes back,
Ooh.
I'll be running a T-Tar Drill sand team.
I'm waiting for Drill. I'm waiting for
I'll
him.
be there.
I'm waiting for
I will be number one in line. Midnight release for Excadrill sand teams.
I've
Now,
got Drill at home.
if they bring my baby Dracozolt back too, it's Jover. But with that being said, T-Tar has upside, but I think not in the intended use, personally.
That's fair.
I do like Bandit though. I'm not gonna lie. It's just so
It
strong.
hits hard. Like look at the base attack. Like
It's so
One-
highest on
134.
his team.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's T-Tar.
Yeah,
It's a classic mon, and in draft especially when you can really fine tune your sets, I think that's where it's going to get its most value. If T-Tar isn't sweeping, the sand enabled Lycanroc will. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's both teams, so there's always a chance. There's always a chance for a W when you have both on the team.
I just one DD and I can win a game. That's sometimes all you need. Sometimes not even that, because Polt is broken.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Mm.
Anything else to say about your team, Kim?
I recognize it's kind of slow. Obviously, I've got Dragapult, which is the fastest thing like in the game, basically. And I know Lycanroc, even when adamant in the sand, is going to outspeed almost everything as well. But without those two, this is a very slow team.
The speed just
Nothing is over 100.
does drop off a lot quickly.
Oh yeah,
Especially because like these are mostly defensive Pokemon that won't run speed, but like you have Pope, so that will always help, keep people from running too greedy spreads.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I've also got Livani that can web if needed, because I think
yeah.
after a web, a lot of these speed tiers become better, a lot better.
really good.
Yeah, like 99 and 80 on like Fez and Mamo, those speed tiers become much better
Yeah,
if my opponent is -1.
I think Mammo with a web up. I think if you're Jolly, hits like same speed as like a 143 base. So yeah, it's
There we have it.
Webs is really good for it. There's a few teams that got some like late round webs, but I guess we'll talk about them when we get to them.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna ask the same question for Kim I did for Blue Crew. I'll put you on the spot specifically, Oreo.
Uh-oh.
Top 4, bottom 4, middle 2.
Well, Kevin's in the voice. I'm gonna say top
In-
4. Like, what do you want me to do?
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
get-
listen. If you think it's that, don't just say it 'cause he's here.
uh,
You don't want to harm your integrity.
no. What happens when I say like 8 people are top 4?
That's your burden to bear.
I'm gonna back myself for a top 4 finish. You know, no, I'm gonna change it slightly. I'm gonna back myself for a top 2 finish.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Hey,
Okay.
all right,
Yeah.
Kim.
As one of the 3 people that has played this gen before,
You do have that advantage coming in.
I do have that advantage.
I was talking to Jimmy and told you, he's like, man, our teams are so good. Like, I sure should hope they are. You know, I really hope that's the case because we've been playing this gen for 6 months, 9 months. So.
Oh god, it's almost a year old. Oh god.
It is like November will be a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, I remember that. I remember that day. I remember Waterman. Oh my god.
Chills.
Oh.
Speaking of chills.
Ooh. This next team.
Okay.
Or wait.
Yeah, we got Kachow.
Wait, Ben, did you say where I would finish?
I pled the 5th.
You put for me?
I said I pled the 5th. I asked the
Oh,
question.
you pled
for
the
an
fifth.
answer.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's not my channel, so my integrity doesn't matter. Oreo's matters.
Hello? That's not how this goes.
It's your channel. We gotta hold you accountable.
Well, if it's my channel, I want everybody contributing.
I'm just happy to be here.
You're just happy to be here?
Along for the ride.
You're along for, okay. Well, let's look at Kachow's team then. I'm not gonna let you continue to plead the 5th. Yeah, so Kachow with the 3rd pick of the draft, he took Iron Valiant, another one of the top tier Pokemon of draft this gen. I don't think anybody's really gonna look at an Iron Valiant pick at 3 and be like, "Whoa, it's good." Everyone knows it's good. It's maybe the most versatile Pokemon in all of draft, and he drafted some other really good Pokemon to support it too. I like the Meow pick late. He got that really late. He's got these fat idiots in like Goodra and Alomomola that's gonna be giving full heals to the Goodra. He's got Thundy, a lot of interesting guys in the middle. What do you guys think about the squad?
So, like, I saw him take Valiant. I was like, yep. And then I saw him take Glamora, Guja Hisui, which, like, they're both good Pokemon in their own right. Would I take them in the 2nd and 3rd round when I knew it was up there? Probably not. Like, so Kachow, for Gen 9, he's played a lot of random battles, and like this shows it, right? Like Glamora is always a demon random battles. Guja is always a demon random battles. They're good Pokemon. Like 100 speed F, Glamora has its bullshit ability and he gets a billion houses up on you and just laughs at you and dies. Like, there are some things I think he took a little early. Alomomola, I don't think he needed to take it before. Like, Thunderous thing is fine. He got me Meowscarada out of 8, which I'm glad about because I didn't think his team was offensively threatening enough. I still think it's kind of missing, like, some stopping power. Like, it's Valiant. And at the end of the day, like, it could boil down to what else do you need. The Booster Energy Valiant beats, like, basically every Pokemon in the game.
Yeah.
For the most part. But I do feel like this team is missing a little bit of oomph for me. I don't know.
I guess in my mind, like, I think Meow is that oomph, Because Meow and Thundurus, those are like 2 really fast, like, Volt Turners that are also really threatening on their own right, on the physical and special end. And they're gonna give Valiant like turns, and Valiant can be whatever it wants to be. This is a team that's probably gonna be playing with like hazards up a lot too. I feel like it is like a pretty scary team to have to face, because Meow is another Pokemon that's like really like the move pool, like,
oh, it's incredible.
She can do a lot. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty threatening to me. I feel like if there's anything about the team, you could say like, you look at like Toad and Bramble and Glastrier, and you kind of wonder like where they fit in some of these games. But I feel like I look at that core 3, like that offensive core of Valiant, Thundurus, Meow, and I mean, it looks threatening. I don't know.
It's definitely a good team. Like, Meow, I'm very glad he picked Meow at the end of that draft, because, like, that one's great. Flower Trick's great. Like, get your Spike up, click Knock, click Play Rough, click U-Turn, bring in your Gujo, whatever you need to do. I mean, Glastrier can hit for 1 billion damage. Bramblegast, probably one of the most slept on mons in the draft. I think that mon's great.
I love this thing.
It's got removal, a couple different mediums of it.
Poltergeist is great on this thing too. It's strong. Like it's don't sleep on it.
No, it'll do some damage. That's for sure. Kim, what do you like about this team?
Like, this draft to me feels like something designed to make Valiant shine.
Mm-hmm.
It was the third overall pick in the draft. It is an insanely powerful mon that can do whatever it wants. It can be physical, it can be special, it can be mixed very comfortably. And with a booster energy, it outspeeds everything that isn't scarfed, basically. You've got an incredible defensive core of Gudra and Alamomola. Gudra can swap into anything, it's got an incredible typing. Alamomola is so fat and can Wish Pass for free with this Regenerator. You've got Glimora for hazards. Meow can also do hazards, as Oreo said earlier. He's got Thundy and Meow also to Volt turn. Valiant will be in a lot, and it doesn't matter if you can't revenge it because it's so quick. Also, but if his defensive core is still alive, he can freely swap into a Gudra and an Alamomola because almost nothing is one-shotting him. Like, the draft is, in my head at least, is designed to make Valiant shine. And he's got a couple of more niche mons like Wigglytuff and Darkspun that will help check certain mons, like again Wigglytuff, Walls, Pult, Darkspun, Walls, Chi-Yu, Walls, yeah. Oh, 50, only taking 50 from Respect's Dark Pulse? Wall. No, I mean, he's got a few. Some of his lower niche picks are fine. They will be good defensive options in certain matchups, I'm sure. But it's his first 5 picks or so that just really impressed me, and that he is my week 1 opponent. So I don't want to leak too much of what I've got prepared. But it's just, this team Valiant is going to shine on this team because he has everything. He has his own hazards. He has so many different removers. He's got momentum. He's got defensive mons in the right places. It's going to be a very hard team to break, and you can't just click buttons into it. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I will say I was kind of with Bam, like if I didn't see that Meow pick at the end, definitely not feeling as high on the draft. But that Meow pick definitely, makes it a lot scarier all around.
Yeah, that one is just a demon. You can lead it, and you have to figure out what to do against that flower trick that's gonna crit whichever Pokemon you bring in. And it's like you're starting like 60% HP down on just you pick one at least, So
another knocker on this team. This team has several of them. I mean, it's and playing against a team with several knockers when you know this team is gonna get hazards on. The Glimora, it can be annoying. It can be really annoying.
Absolutely.
For not having played in any drafts, I think Kachow, he drafted a pretty nice squad. Or any drafts this gen, I should say.
Yeah, he's drafted well, especially again for someone that who hasn't played a draft league in this generation yet. Definitely one of Kachow's better drafts that we've seen in SSPL.
Yeah, no Bronzor.
There's no Bronzor in sight. It's sensational. I'm proud. I'm proud of Kachow. I really am.
So damn, I'll put you on the spot now. Where is Kachow placing in SSPL season 7?
I think it's hard to discount any team with Iron Valiant. I do think he could use 1 or 2 more upgrades to make the push. I think he's a very good battler too. I think he's also the luckiest battler I've ever played against. I think tentatively in the 5-6, but I could see a top 4 if he gets good value at a Glimora. Which is admittedly a bit tough to do in draft. I think harder than at least OU. Because if you know Glimora is coming, you're putting boots on everything. I got my Magic Bounce hat. I got Defog. I got Repset. I'm not letting that thing do anything it wants to do. So I think we're now at 5 or 6. I'm sorry, Chow, for listening. I love you. But it could definitely go higher because he has Iron Valiant, and that's what matters.
Well, I think everybody will be top 4. So
Yeah, I think you're a pussy. Sorry, that was a lie.
no, that's fair.
You can censor that. You can censor that.
This is going up unedited. This now. All right, let's look at Sandman's team. Okay. I'll let you guys play my Sandman's team because
No, you. This is you, buddy.
Okay, so Cresselia is my least favorite Pokemon of all time. I hate this thing. It is annoying. It's really cringe. Blood Moon. I mean, by the time this video is out, this thing might be banned. This thing might be banned, and I'm very excited to see him banned. And Annihilate. Oh, I was very excited for him to be banned. This Pokemon, this team has so many Pokemon I hate. This team is so cringe. I'm so glad I don't have to play against this team. This team is evil, but like evil parentheses compliment because these mons are really good and really scary. Roaring Moon is definitely the best mon on the team. Roaring Moon, anybody who's played OU knows, like, Roaring Moon right now is like probably one of the top 5 Pokemon in the tier right now. Its knockoff has been such a big buff for this thing. It's the strongest knockoff in the game. Even Terraless, it's really, really scary because it's just got so much attack. It's so fast. This is the fastest booster mon in the game. So booster speed of Roaring Moon is also obviously doesn't have the same kind of coverage that Valiant does, but it's still scary as well. Bandit is good. Like Roaring Moon's a great mon in draft. And I think she's got like a lot of good stuff. Obviously Hearthflame can't Terra, so doesn't have the same kind of breaking power, but even just like regular Ogerpon with Mold Breaker could definitely do a lot of damage to some teams. And then obviously you got Tinkaton and Dondozo. They're just like, nice defensive pieces. Like, I think she's got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, like
that's absolutely true.
Every Pokemon on her team does like approximately, let me run some calcs real quick, like 2 billion damage.
I have the same results. Yeah.
Yeah, it just to crunch the numbers. Like all these mons, just like they're just trying to one shot everybody basically. Like there's no like, oh, no rocks up chips, but no, like, she's here to just like blow up a team and go home in 6 turns. So that can happen, right? You start punching Annihilate, and also sweep your team. A booster attack, Roaring Moon DDs once, and it's over. Blood Moon exists. So, like, what I was confused by with Sandman's draft was like, they were talking about like going for Trick Room, and they picked like the fastest spawn of all time, literally, and then some other fast stuff. And so I don't know, like, I'm wondering. This team is very good. This team is very like you look at this team and it's like, oh my god. I just wonder what the identity of the team is a little bit.
Don't look at this team and think Trick Room.
Yeah, neither do I. I think the thing that is gonna hurt the most is that she has to bring Dondozo and Cresselia each week. I think, like no matter what, as her defensive and special defensive walls respectively. Like she kind of has to. That might be easier prep for, might not. I don't know. But that's when I read this team. That's what I read is like that Dozo will be there with bells on every match because what else is gonna do it? But I mean Carbink, I guess. Terra, the thing came Terra, Carbink. So I don't know. So that like, but like I said, I've lost to so many Roaring Moons that just DD once, and I'm like, well. This was fun while it lasted. Thanks. I don't have Mach Punch. Like I don't. Like it's just and it's over. So
she clicked the button.
And there's like 6 mons in this team that can do that. So it's like okay. The team's terrifying.
Oh, it's scary, and I hope I don't play this in the first 4 weeks. Also, fun fact: every single one of Sandman's Pokemon are 500 or above in BST, which. Pretty neat. Even though Decidueye Hisui is garbage.
It was not. Do you think that? Ironically,
I don't think Decidueye Hisui is a good mon. I don't think Decidueye regular is a good mon either. Personally,
okay.
Like you were saying that with Calyrex looking at you.
Look, Calyrex might be the
like you looked through those bottom 3 mons. It was like this. Decidueye Hisui motherfucker that has defog and triple arrows it's the problem. Like that's
Look.
your takeaway.
Look, Calyrex and Carbink, I didn't want to punch down too hard. I'll be honest. I don't think Regieleki is very good with that Terror. Okay, it's fast. And I can't. Okay. If I'm Sandman, I'm just bringing the first 6 every single week, and maybe swapping out.
I'm gonna be real. I think Aleki is complete garbage. I think that mod is so
Oh.
bad.
There's something that you guys aren't remembering about Sandman that I remember because I've played against this specific set with her. Sandman is a very big proponent of the move Ancient Power. She likes clicking that move. She likes clicking it a lot. That mon is going to show up in more than half of her games, and it's going to click Ancient Power in each of them.
Aleki?
Yes.
I didn't realize I got it.
I got the boost too.
Yeah, she always gets boost. Always.
Aleki with an Omni boost?
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's a real Pokemon now. Now it's a real Pokemon.
I mean, it still does like what 6% to Iron Shreds, but regardless,
Dude, this mon got gutted. This mon without Terra is so bad now. Like,
good, thank God.
like
About
this
time.
thing. Honestly though, my biggest problem with this team, actually, I kind of forgot about this, is like she has a Heart Flame on here, right? So this is an offensive fire type that cannot run boots, right? Because obviously it's locked, item locked. And then I look at her removal, and it's Aleki and Decidueye, and it's like, do these have to come to games? Like, do one of these have to come to every game, or are we just gonna start stacking them up? Like,
Yeah, that one of them. I'm telling you, Aleki will be in almost every game.
Yeah, I would also guess as well, because it's just really fast, and I'm sure it will do a little bit of chip somehow, like rapid spin. Doesn't explode. You can explode on you, maybe. I don't know. Aleki's not good. Neither Decidueye. Sandman's removal is easily the weakest part of her team.
and this is a team that wants to have good removal. Like, so yeah. I mean, that's like the one sus part to me for sure. But definitely a lot of scary mons though. Like, there's like 14 Pokemon on this team that could just like 6-0. So
There's also no toxic spike absorber, which I've just now noticed. Which might be a problem. Especially if your one of your removers gets chunked coming in, then you can't bring them in to just remove for free.
You know, like Kachow's team, we just saw is having a blast against this team. It's having so much fun. And that Valiant's looking at this team like, yo, I got a Moon Blast for the first 2.
everything's coming in at
Dondozo.
80% too.
Yeah, everything gets toxic, rocked, and then you click CC or whatever is in the Blood Moon, and it's like, okay, great, this is a lot of fun. Thank you very much for having me. Like, yeah, little fairy week maybe on this team, but
Certainly, yeah.
But if you problem with this team is you make one wrong move or she predicts you better, and you lose. The margin for error playing with the team is slim.
Might cause
Makes it
people to
threatening.
overthink, especially around Blood Moon and both Moon Pokemon. Well, all 3 Moon Pokemon actually, Roaring, Luna, and Cress. Like,
Yeah, big lunar energy from this team.
Lunar energy. I mean, it's a scary team, and it will collect at least a couple of wins by either Roaring Moon or Blood Moon, just clicking one setup move, and then that's it. That's done. It's going to be a tough team to prep for, I think, because you can't underestimate the big hitters.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. But how scary do we think it is, Bam? Since I'm putting you on the spot again to say where this team will place.
So, I really this team. So here's the thing. This team, it comes down to Sandman. It comes down to Sandman's battling capabilities. If Sandman plays this team well, it's a top 4 team all day long. If Sandman doesn't, predicts wrong, gets caught out, gets predictable, it's a bottom 4 team. there's a lot of shooters in this team, but they can also all get blown up immediately. They could also lose the webs, lose the T-spikes, lose the rocks, right? The ball's in her court with this. It's hard for me to say. Like some of the ones I could say, like in a vacuum, like, okay, this is like theoretically, this is a top 4 team. It's just on Sandman now to pilot it effectively. Because sometimes you can have the issue of too many stars, right? We've seen it a million times. Like, when you have all this shit, it's hard to have shit like Blood Moon shines sometimes, or Roaring Moon shines sometimes, or Annihilate. So you can't just really, I don't think, bring 4 shooters and 2 defensive mons and be like, all right, let's do this shit. Because you'll get burned. Because there's shit in this game that will just sit there on it for no reason. Like Tauros Paldea will just sit there like half his team, like, fuck you. You know? So it's really up to Sandman, I think, to pilot this thing to top 4. But I think it can happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Where'd you put this team in your power rankings?
I put it 10th, but that was because I had the Vendetta against Cresselia.
The Mega Lugia?
Yeah, Mega Lugia, Cresselia, so I mean it was automatic 10th. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be on Sandman to prove that you know she can hang with the best this season, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm also looking forward to see what Lost does. Actually, I'm not looking forward to see this. I lied. I forgot what his team was. He has Excalibur and Ninetales. This is not fun. This is not fun.
Not fun at all.
Ooh.
I'm not having fun. I play this thing week 1.
I'm not having fun anymore. And he has Gambit in the back. Oh no.
The Gambit in the back is the worst part of this shit because it's the Gambit in the back. And he's got Samurai Hisui to get his hazards up. He's got Weezing Galar to be just a bitch. Terrorize Jolteon is probably the best Terra in the game. Fernape is, I don't know, whatever. Like, I think, and like, so the big thing is it just seemed like Beartic beating his sweepers, like what he was telling me, which is like, that's cool. You also have Baxcalibur right there, who's Beartic but better.
That Beartic, I don't think he's coming to games.
He is.
He
I
is?
bet a kidney he comes to games. Oh, yeah.
Like games plural?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll see.
I would go as far as like he is a cornerstone of this team.
Cornerstone.
I would go as far as say that. Yeah.
A key pillar.
So here's this team is terrifying. Little Ninetales came back. It's bullshit. It's so good. Baxcalibur got Scale Shot, has Glaive Rush still, has EQ, has all this shit it wants to do. Can't get burned. Just do whatever it wants behind the veil. Like I said, Jolteon's crazy. Samurai Hisui gets the funny move. King Gambit. I wish this team, I don't wish it, but a Pokemon like Manaphy or a Volcarona goes so crazy on this team. Like, so crazy. Not saying this team isn't good. This team is incredibly threatening. He's built a good core. But you get that Veil up, and you can do anything you want. You know? So when you see, like Manaphy being open, where Manaphy loves having that Veil, right? It makes you wonder a little bit. Now, it's hard to say if the team can go higher because we haven't seen it play yet. And it's terrifying. This team, I'm not looking forward to prepping against this team. There's 10 mons in here that are going to come in and run my shit. But, yeah, I don't know. That's my initial takeaway.
Excalibur's going to win at least 1 or 2 games just by himself.
Of course.
This season. Like, by himself. Like, I mean, Lost was definitely, he was looking at OU, he was taking some notes. He got the Hammerot, the Gambit, the bags, like, he was taking notes. He was like, oh, this looks cheap. And he's right. It is cheap. All of it's cheap.
Yep.
One problem I will say though is like all those mons we just mentioned, and even like the Beartic and a lot of the Pokemon on the team that are like supposed to be threatening, physical. Yeah. So there's a lot of pressure on this Jolteon because if I see a team like this, I'm going max defense on everything, and I'm like Jolteon has to beat me. Yeah,
exactly. Jolteon, and then I can only assume he's gonna make that Infernape special, like probably more 10 games out of 10. But like he has to. What else is he gonna like? Oh, like Utifly.
But even Infernape, it's not like obviously it has setup, but off the rip, it's not like a super powerful Pokemon.
Yeah.
In fact, most of its high base power moves are on this the physical side.
Yep. Exactly. So, you know, it's threatening. This team is very threatening. It does, I think, beg the question, though, of, yeah, what happens when he plays against Dondozo?
Yeah.
You know, like, what happens then? It's like, okay.
Dozo matchup looks annoying, but I guess that's where Jolteon's got to...
It has to be Jolteon. It can't be anything else. Right? Like, a freeze-dry Ninetales, I guess.
That's facts.
You get rocks up. What does it matter? You know, so it's this team is great. This team is very strong. I don't love the Gligar pick. I don't know. Like, having to put an Eevee in that thing is annoying.
That thing is like... Yeah, I mean... I think the Roost nerf hits this thing way harder than his dad. Like,
yeah,
this thing definitely wanted Roost badly. Like, this thing feels does not feel as good as it did in past drafts. Which is why it's down here. And I think given the price, it works because honestly, I look at this team and I'm like, if you play against like a Lando Eye or a Valiant or any really strong fighting or ground type, I look at a lot of these monsters and I'm like, a lot of pressure's on this Weezing, like every game. It's probably going to be Levitate almost every game, but like because it has to be. The Gligar is like the other thing that could check those, but I don't know how often you want to bring Gligar when you look at these other mons on the team. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of pressure's on the Weezing for sure, defensively, to check these fighting and ground types because this team really does not appreciate them.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I guess Cutie Climate doesn't count.
Kim, what do you think?
I've just been mesmerized with the fact that Terra fighting Lycanroc 6-0's this team.
You say 6-0s, but then Excalibur is behind Veil with a defense boost, and he's gonna take 12. So
no, it's fine. It'll be. I got carried away again. Damn.
This thing it's scary. It's like like Veil is scary. It makes everything on this team scarier when they already have scary mons.
I was kind of hoping no one was gonna do Bax and Hail. Someone has. It's lost. It's a tad cringe. I'm sorry. I mean, look, this team is going to be annoying because again, again similar to Sandman, in the one wrong turn, you know, the Veil's up and Bax can Dragon Dance for free or Scale Shot and Swords Dance for free. Like it's a tough team to prep for. There will be certain matchups that this team absolutely hates to prep for. Like I know you said the Dondozo matchup. Dondozo is a fantastic Pokemon into this team. Its speed tiers are good. King Gambit for the end game is always a good Pokemon. But it's going to be, in my opinion, it's going to be a struggle to have a good 6 each week. In that, I think, like, you need Bax and Ninetales, you need Weezing, you're gonna need Jolteon, because it's, like, the only special attacker. And then what do you have as your remaining ones? Okay, Infernape, that needs time to set up. It's got access to a lot more utility, but it's so damn frail. It's hard to make good use of it. Samurot's fine, I guess. But then, where's your removal? Okay, now you need Forretress in. I don't know what Gligar's doing there. Cutify is never showing up.
Removal if he needs it.
Which it probably will. And it's going to run Levitate 9 times out of 10. I don't know, this team doesn't move me.
Oh, he said it's
the team does not move me. I would I'm not going to say that, never mind. Look, the Veil is a threat. And the Veil makes everything else a threat. Bertic's Zebra in Arkansas Zoo. I don't know what that's doing there. Yeah, I'm not moved by this team. I think I hope I have it in the first 4 so I can claim my free win.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Wow, that's He's calling his shot. This is crazy.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure you lost like week 2 or 3 or something. So I mean, write that one down, boys. Write that one down.
If you lose, this is gonna be a legendary.
That's gonna be a clip.
Look, this is my week 2 matchup. I'm predicting a strong victory for myself. I think I'm gonna run through him.
Oh wow.
The team doesn't move me.
I play in week 1, and I'm not as confident as Cimkii is. But like my thing, I don't think this team needs fixing per se. I would like my gripe. It's that Infernape, which I understand you can run it both ways. Cool, it's fast, that's cool, it gets plot, whatever. But like when you look at Infernape was 15 points. When you look at the special threats that are at 15 points, you have Gengar, you have Hydreigon, you have Iron Moth, you have Volcarona. And you go to your down, you have things like Hoopa Unbound, you have Monkey Dory. All these Pokemon love sitting behind Aurora Veil. Volcarona, especially, and Iron Moth, like those fuckers will hang out there all day if they can. So I wonder if that would have been a better course of action than the Infernape. I think both those mons do Infernape's job better than Infernape does from a special standpoint.
I think when you draft an Infernape though, the idea is you're drafting it to be like a Mew. Just be Swift Army Knight,
yeah.
Like that. You just kind of use whatever you need it to be. Gets good utility moves. Obviously, it's mixed. It's like that's why people love Infernape at draft. So I think that's like the idea. I think maybe the way the team is constructed might put more pressure on it to be special some weeks. But at the end of the day, like Gambit and Bax can just win games. So,
like Gambit need to get or Bax need to get kills. They need to get things low, you know, and it's gonna do that to every mon in the game because it can do that. So it's gonna be annoying. The Gambit was such a good pick. Like it's gonna get so much mileage. That mon's so good.
Yeah, even without Terra, it's so scary.
Gambit's a fantastic choice, absolutely. Shame it dies to Terra like in close combat, but
I think a sucker might kill that thing.
No, it doesn't.
Not a Terra.
With 5 dead.
I mean, I can. I Terra Fairy as well. We run that calc. Terra 5 dead Sucker Punch is doing like. I'm actually not. Let me recalc it so I can actually
like
not
60.
It's
doing 50 to fighting. Put some black glasses on this Dom. Hold on. Okay, it's doing 60. It's doing 60.
Doing 60 and getting O-code in return. So you know.
Oh no.
All right. Okay, I hope put your money where your mouth is.
Look, even Brick Break O-codes. I'll be honest. If this comes back to bite me in the ass and I have to eat a big slice of humble pie, then so be it. At the end of the day, that's just another learning experience for myself on my way to King of SSPL. That's fair enough.
So you think this is the bot 14?
I think.
No, don't roll it back now.
I don't think. Okay, this is a. Yes, bottom 14. He's gonna have to cheat. If people do their,
he's gonna be so mad.
If people do if people do their due diligence and prep properly for this team,
how do you prep against a Glaive Rush? How do you prep a Glaive Rush?
Fairy type.
Bax eats most fairy types, to be fair.
Look, you just do your due diligence, prep properly. You know, Ninetales is gonna do one thing. It's gonna set up Aurora Veil.
You don't know that.
I do agree that it's the team is a little Magic fishy. It does seem like it because the defensive core is not as stable as some other teams.
Bax is gonna have Earthquake every single time.
But it is just so scary that I can't imagine Lost not winning some games. It's probably a middle of the pack team.
I didn't say he'd go winless.
Yeah. But it's a middle of the pack. I would say it's a middle of the pack draft, but obviously a good player can win with a middle of the pack draft. All the drafts are good, so.
Then how many good players do we really have in this team?
I think we have 10. So, But the question is Bam one of them? Let's talk about Bam's team. Ooh!
Chills.
All right,
Yeah,
what a
Bam,
transition.
this is your team. So, take it away.
Yeah, no, I've been playing Gen 9 meta game for a while now, playing draft and everything. So I had an idea coming in of some solid cores I liked and mons I wanted to use and everything. And lo and behold, I've wanted to use Palafin for a while. I've been lobbying to get unbanned in every league I'm in. Most people didn't listen to me. Thankfully, Oreo listened to me. We unbanned Palafin, and he fell to me. I'm really excited to use Palafin. I think that mon is just bullshit. I think it's hilarious. I mean, it's probably my favorite gimmick they ever put on a mon. It has Jet Punch. It has Wave Crash. It has Close Combat. It has Taunt. It has Bulk Up. It is actually pretty fat, and it's just a joke. It's just a joke, really. I'm very excited to use it. And I knew I wanted my core to be around Palafin. That's obviously it's pretty obvious. Treads and Zapdos were kind of a no-brainer then for me after that. Treads, fast, pivots, gets rid of rocks. The team is built around getting Palafin back in, basically. Treads, Volt switches out, Zapdos Volt switches out, Hydreigon can U-turn. I really wanted to enable the Spoke as much as possible and win late game with it. Iron Moth is it's a demon. Truly, that mon is demonic. He can't Terra, but you look at his stats: 140 special attack, 110 speed. I wanted shit that hits hard, but I don't need stuff like that to win me games. Is the idea here? Treads can be defensive. It can be boost your energy speed. It can be there for removal. It can knock people off. It can Ironhead people. It can EQ people. Zapdos can be bulky. Can hit hard. Hatterene, you can be defensive. You could be. My favorite Hatterene set is Assault Vest Nuzzle. It does work. It's great. Sligo Hisui is probably the best value pick of the draft in my opinion. At 2 points, I can tear it. I think before Eviolite is hilarious. After Eviolite, it's in the ninth ring of hell. And then I knew my team wasn't my team isn't slow, but I knew I wanted some really solid speed to round it out. Electric Hisui I think is basically Regieleki, but it can Terra.
I draft this thing over Lucky 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, Terra Ice in this thing is you can just kind of do whatever you want. You get Leaf Storm, you can click it once. You get Volt Switch again, so I can bring my Palafin back in comfortably if I want to on something. It is a fast Volt Switch, obviously, so it's not super ideal, but it's also super frail. Hydreigon, I like running DD Hydreigon a lot, so I can do that with this team if I want to. I can also bring Specs, I can bring Scarf. Ice Cube, kind of a homer pick. I think the monster's hilarious. It'll sweep somebody this year. I know it will. It does. That's what this thing does. Especially with 2 snow players. I can get my Ice Face back if I want. Belly Drum up, live another hit, do much damage. Bob's your uncle. And then finally, Torterra. Joey's been gassing it. It can't Terra in our league, but whatever, I Shell Smash, Live Dice. And Cricketune, some web help would be good. I know people didn't prioritize removal super hard. So having my Palafin be faster than people, so I can just click Wave Crash instead of Jet Punch, is pretty wicked. But the point here is pivot a lot, have a bunch of fun, fuck it, we ball.
Yeah.
So.
Palafin, I think he's a monster. Definitely Palafin's definitely a top 5 mon in the draft. It's a complete monster. It's so strong. It's so strong. And then it's got Technician Aqua Jet, basically. It's so strong. You got a lot of strong mons on your team. You got
this is a sensational draft.
Yeah, you have 5 mons at 125 plus in their attacking stat.
Yeah, that was I'm trying to do damage here. I'm trying to like Hat for instance. Incredibly high special attack, but Hat will probably be more of a defensive mon for me. But I'm okay with it. Same as Zapdos. It's probably more of a defensive.
They still are so strong naturally.
They're still gonna hit people.
Hard.
Yeah, exactly. If someone wants to bring a rain team, okay, I will click Hurricane on you. Thank you very much. Whatever it is, I definitely wanted to get value out of it. I like versatility. I like people. I would hate prepping for this team personally, because you know what Palafin's gonna come do. After that, like, okay, I know what Moth is gonna do probably, but like, what's this Hydreigon doing? What's this Hatterene
Even
doing?
Moth is like, do you know what it's gonna do? Like, do you actually know what it's gonna do? I feel like I don't know what that thing's gonna do when I play OU. I'm like, I don't know what that thing's gonna do.
Snow is clicking special moves. That's it. That's all I can tell you.
I'm like,
Even
yeah.
then,
is that booster? Is it agility 3 attacks? Is that thing like some defensive nonsense? Like, this thing is annoying. Like, that thing is such a great Paladin partner because it beats so many of the things that wanna, like those fat grasses and all these idiots
Yeah.
that wanna like come in on Paladin, get destroyed by Moth.
Yeah, that's the idea, and I picked this thing up late in my other draft league, and it just really put in work. Its enemy is kind of like, it's like a Mon with Focus Sash on it, because, you know, Earthquake sends this thing into orbit.
Mm.
But I have Zapdos. So it's, you know, whatever. It's like,
That's
hit me with
right,
Earthquake.
too.
I can take it. So, you know, it's, I definitely want some balance here. You know, Electro Sui, I think, is really gonna, I think it's gonna kill a lot of people, too. Terra Ice. Even Terra Fairy, who knows? But yeah, definitely balance. And Cricket's gonna come to a match. It'll get, you know, probably it's a faster team. Maybe, you know, maybe you lost against that Jolteon, right? Like, get that up and then so you can outspeed Jolteon or something. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with this team. I didn't make any transactions in the free period.
Mm.
So we'll see what happens. But you know, the bond I'm most not worried about myself using, but I'm still trying to figure out how to use it effectively. Is probably Iron Treads. I think that's the one where its role in the team is like gray because I need it for removal, but I also want to use like for instance against Lost Team. Like of course I want to bring booster speed Iron Head and click Iron Head into all of his Pokemon and win. But at the same time, it's like, well, if I hit that thing, his Rock's free. Everyone's free, so it's like kind of give and take. I'm also really getting burned, which is kind of the risky run when you draft Molly Palafin.
That does help though.
Hat does help a lot. Yeah, I mean that Hat is going to be switching everything forever. Like bounce that shit back always. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I really wish Dre still had recovery.
yeah, that's tough for it.
So like that thing's gonna have to take a lot of like the gross and dark hits for this team. So I do wish that thing had recovery, but
yeah, I don't have a good like.
But honestly, there's not that many good ghosts that got drafted. I noticed.
Yeah, no Gengar, and there's Polt.
It's really just like Polt and like Goldie and like a couple lower tier ones. And,
Yeah.
but like not a lot of like really good ghosts actually got picked. Well, I guess Annihilate too, but
I would also argue there aren't that many amazing ghost types anyway.
that's probably true. But
yeah,
like even
obviously,
but stuff like Gengar and like Sarah-Ledge and some of the better ones still didn't get picked.
Dirge went unpicked as well.
So
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. Your team Bam is really good.
yeah, I think it's
And
great.
that Sliggoo will catch people off guard. They won't realize how tanky it is.
I'm looking forward to it. That thing.
Especially with Terra.
That thing is such an asshole. Like Terra Fairy.
Oh yeah.
Like, let me know what's happening to that thing. Terra Water, someone doesn't have freeze dry. Let me know. I don't know. I think the thing is just so funny. It's like, I'm gonna slap an Eviolite in that thing, put Rest on it, and live forever. So it's my new Tangela.
True. You know, also maybe better because with 83 special attack, those Dracos will still do some damage on anything that isn't like a fairy type or a resist. No, I look forward to it. Do we play in the first 4 weeks?
Yeah, who do you play in the first 4 weeks, man? Do you remember?
I play Lost. I think I play Sandman.
Amag as well, Sandman
Blue Crew?
third, and Blue Crew fourth.
Yeah.
So we won't get to run it with our teams like this, which is a bit of a shame actually, because I think that's potential for a fun matchup. But I mean, I'm looking at this team, and I know you've got experience. To me, this is a top 4 contender.
Thank you.
With
I
myself
mean-
and Blue Crew.
You know me. I've seen Bam play. I think Bam could win the league. So
I hope so. I'm due. I haven't won.
I think you
I-
could.
I
I think you. This could be the season. Yeah, I think it could be. You got a great
I hope
team,
so.
and I've seen the way you've been playing. You've been play very well.
Thank you. Well, we'll see. started off really slow in the last thing. I picked it up towards the end. It's just I'm a bit worried that I have like the Sandman problem with this team is where I'm almost like too spoiled for choice sometimes. I could also use a couple more defensive mons in this team too, admittedly. But
I mean,
like,
you got some good ones.
but we'll see. I just got to be smart and prep well, and I got prep for Lost. I haven't started yet, and obviously that team is a threat, so I know it's gonna be coming and stuff. But I think I'm happy. I think Palfin's gonna be pretty good for me.
Yeah. All right, so
Sensational.
let's look at
Chills.
Let's look at Jim. Chills.
Ooh,
Speaking of chills, oof. Chen Pao.
goodness gracious. Chen Pao.
This is the greatest Pokemon Game Freak has ever created.
It's up there with Shedinja.
Oh,
Gulp.
Anyways, moving swiftly on.
Yeah. Does anyone want to talk about this team? Besides me,
I mean-
because I don't want to just start talking about Chen Pao for 40 minutes.
Look, I mean, okay, I have been dethroned as the king of Rock Weeks. Thanks, Jimmy, for making my draft look good. Not to say this is bad. He's got some hitters. He has Chen Pao and Galarian Slowking. And Galarian Slowking is all three Supreme Axis powers rolled into one Pokemon. Like, it's a solid draft. And he's got Corviknight. Kamoa can never be underestimated. Though, is Kamoa his only hazard setter? No, Sudowoodo and Ariados gets webs.
It's
but-
his only real rocker, which kind of sucks because I'm gonna be real. No one wants to actually have to bring Sudowoodo to the games. Like, that's not a good one. And Como, a lot of the most threatening sets are like the setup sets. It's not that it's a bad rocker. It's a fine rocker with like body press, rocks. Like, it could do good defensive stuff. But it kind of sucks that you feel like forced into running this rocks in like 50% of your games at least, probably, because it's just like you don't have anything else. So that kind of sucks. But like, I mean, I think besides that, like, and like I guess the rock weakness on the team, like, this team is like really great. I think it's great.
yeah. I mean, so it's funny. Like, so Jimmy was right after me, and I was between Palafin, Chen Pao, and then Treads and Glow King in the second round. And he basically just did the other two, right?
Yeah.
I passed on Chen Pao, I took him. He passed on Treads, I took him. So it was like, it worked out. I think Glow King is just like potentially the best defensive mon they've ever put in the game.
This thing is like, it's so like the same way I was talking about how Iron Hands can win an MVP this split, like on Blucher's team. Glowking can win MVP even with Chen Pao on the team. Like, that thing is like, it's so good defensively, offensively. Like, it's elite pivot. It's great.
And Jimmy knows how to use this thing. He loves using normal Slow King and Slowbro, like, a lot. And he knows how to use these guys. And, like, Volcanion was a bit of an, I think he dropped somebody for Volcanion, actually, if I remember correctly.
He dropped, I forgot, actually. I think he
didn't have a water. He didn't have a water type.
Water, and he kind of panicked. He's like, wait, I need like a real water check.
Yeah.
But what did he drop? Actually,
He dropped Garganackle.
Oh, Garg. Yeah, I guess this definitely makes him less water weak then. But
some would say.
I mean, I'm not in love with Volcanion, but I'm also not in love with Garg in draft either. I like a lot of his other stuff a lot though, like Chen, Glow King, Volk is like Terra or not. This thing's always scary. It's Volcanion is scary. It's way more versatile than people give it credit for. Everybody just assumes like, oh, it's gonna be quick for 3 attacks. This thing, defensive is annoying. It has recovery. Like, this thing has a lot of coverage moves even without Terra. Like, it's a really good. I think people will like sleep on it. And then Corv is great. Like, I think people forget how good Corv is because of Goldango and OU. But like, I mean, I looked at the schedule. Jimmy doesn't even play Goldango the first half, so he doesn't even matter. Like, this thing is really consistent. He has a lot of really good, consistent pieces that, like, we were talking about it, Bam. I was like, he has the kind of Pokemon that I see win draft leagues. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, I don't know, man. Just like that Glow King is gonna chilly reception to a Chen Pao, and he's gonna sweep somebody.
yeah, Chen, the
Like,
book's not terrible. Like, it's not bad. Like,
No.
with a defense boost, like pretty hard to remove.
Also, I believe one of you said this, but this team has winning DNA.
Oreo did, yeah. It's like, it's a team full of winners.
It really is. And again, that Sinischa is, it's going to tilt someone, and it will collect.
Oh, that thing about Katie is just gonna be burning everybody.
No, exactly. Lumberry a must.
His team is Palafin's father.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, this is a really annoying team for Palafin, actually. Yeah.
Like that Kilowattrel, by the way.
You can always kill
another
berries, but yeah.
Another Regieleki Terra Icer. Like, I don't know.
We were looking at this too. This thing is so good.
Kilowattrel?
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. It's a great Pokemon.
Fighting's. I didn't know he picked fighting. That's interesting. It's not
Yeah.
like a typical Terra.
He's gotta have something specific in mind for it, is my thought, and I'm guessing it's Lost's team.
Maybe.
But that's just my guess.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think this team has just top 4 DNA written all over it. I know I've said that for more than 4 teams now, but like,
I've said that for like 8 teams, so you know.
I think this, like, it's Jimmy too. I think Jimmy's great as long as he's the time. Chen Pao.
Jimmy really is a sensational battler. Just give him the time he needs to like prep for the game. Yeah, this could be a top 4 contender for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So do we want to talk about Glass?
We can skip him.
Skip Glass? Okay, well, let's skip Glass. Okay, actually, let's talk about Glass. So Glass. You guys want to talk about it first, or do you want me to talk about it? Like,
he went top heavy. He went top heavy here. I like it. I like that he went, you know,
5 mods, 15 plus points. So
yeah,
he really loaded up on that first 5. He got an Amherst later, but yeah.
Chi-Yu and Tusk, sensational.
Like, Chi-Yu is just such a bullshit piece of shit. Like, it just comes in, it just clicks Dark Pulse and takes him on. It's like, it clicks Overheat, takes him on. It's like, this stupid little fish comes in, lowers your SPF, laughs at you, steals your lunch money, gives you a swirly, steals your girlfriend, and then, like, wins. And then, like, goes home. And it's like, this is what that mon does. And, like, unless you're Kachow who drafted Doc's Bun, it's like, you don't have a check to Chi-Yu. You just slow the moving.
It's not a check.
You pick a mon to sack, and then you bring in a new mon that's hopefully fast so you can get a kill with this thing on. That's what you do with Chi-Yu. You do it 5 times a game, so you hopefully win 1-0 against it. Unfortunately, he switches to Great Tusk, or Torn T, and just eats whatever hit you bring in, and then just goes back, and then ruins your day. So, Glass's biggest vice is himself. This team should win games. Now, if Glass brings bullshit like he always does, it's not going to win games. So, it's like a Sandman situation where, like, this team should be great. It's up to Glass to make it great. So
Glass is gonna be gunning for that best builder award. He's gonna be doing all kinds of stuff, for better or worse. So, I love the team though. I still love the team. Like, I look at the Chi-Yu, Tusk, Torn. Torn, I think is really underrated. I think Torn's incredible. I was like a little bit down on it pre DLC, like Terraless at least, but like as time has gone on, I've definitely seen the light on Torn. It's still really good. It got knockoff back. It's still like extremely fast. Pivot. Nasty Plot is like kind of scary for a lot of teams. Obviously, you got to hit Leak Winds or Hurricanes, which always will suck. That will always suck.
And Glass does not hit those. I hate to say it. Glass does not hit those. He's not a player that hits those.
That is true. Only good players hit it.
So, you're saying Glass isn't good?
Oh, that is what I'm saying. Me and Glass, we don't hit moves like this. I'm just being honest. If I was better, I would hit more Hurricanes, but I just can't. Glass, I know he feels me. That's why Glass is going to run Flamethrower on Chi-Yu. No Overheat, no Fire Blast. I know he's going to be behaving. The thing is, Chi-Yu Flamethrower hits like an Overheat from a regular Pokemon.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. Yeah, exactly. It's like... Yeah, it's, I think the mon's just fucking bullshit. I don't know. That's all I get. It's... I think they are going to show the rest of his team. And the Amherst, amazing. Torrenti, great. Great Tusk, awesome. Jirachi is Jirachi. I don't give a shit about them. He has Chi-Yu. Like, to me, the way you talk about Cimkii is how I think about Chinyu.
Yeah,
Where
he's the goat.
If
Chills.
it doesn't matter what Pokemon you bring in. It just unless it's like Tyranitar, or like maybe Blissey sometimes. Like it doesn't matter. It
No
doesn't
one even
matter.
has Blissey, so
Exactly. So it's like, oh yeah, bring in the T-Tar, that's fine. He will go Great Tusk and do a billion damage. It's like it's that mon is crazy, dude. Like it's so I wish she would like. There's that Chiyu core that I know you love, Oreo. The Chiyu Sneezer core Rillaboom.
yeah, it's great.
I wish he set up his Chiyu a bit more for success.
I feel like he did though.
I think he did to an extent. Tusk and Torn like set it up very well, but I think Rillaboom would be great in this team.
Yeah, I could see it. I think, yeah. I mean, you could say,
Maybe not because he has great Tusk. Could be anti-energy. Who knows?
yeah. I don't know. I like Tusk and Torn for Chiyu a lot, because Torn's just so fast. You know, ground check,
Knock
hiding
off,
check.
yeah.
2 knockers. Like Tusk is like dumb strong too on the physical side. So like Chiyu is another mon like we said with Lando, where everybody's gonna want to like you're gonna want Max Spadef on your Ting Lu so you can take on Chiyu. You want Max Spadef on your Claude so you can take on Chiyu. And then Tusk comes in there and he starts clicking his headlongs into CCs and you're like, oh god. So and then Rachi too. Rachi's just another one of those like Mew type Swiss Army knife Pokemon that could just do whatever you want it to do. Another Pokemon with momentum. I like it a lot. I guess his Terras are kind of bad, which sucks. He has some pretty trash Terramons, I'm not gonna
So there was a bit of a conundrum with Glass Terrasilize Pokemon. He did not seem to grasp the core concept of why he had to pick Pokemon and why he couldn't go without Terra. I don't know why you would want to do that, but
well, it looks like he is going to do that. I don't know how. Well, actually, Glass is going to bring these idiots to games. I'm lying. He's going to bring up the games. I know that I've looked coming like twice in the first 4 weeks.
I gave him one piece of advice, and I said Terra Normal Golem Alola for Cuss That Berry Explosion to beat any Pokemon in the game. He did not listen to me, which is disappointing. I don't know what he's doing with Terrafire. I don't know why he's Terrasilizing Glimmet when he could just do Dunsparce.
Wait, does it even... Would Terra Normal even work? Because it doesn't have... It has Galvanize, right?
Oh shit, it does have Galvanize, doesn't it? I forgot about that.
So you just go Electric.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, that makes sense then. I'm dumb. I'm bad at games. Regardless, I mean, yeah, that's actually pretty tight. But I just totally forgot that thing has Galvanize.
Yeah, but still, it's yeah.
If you do,
oh, sorry.
I was gonna say if you do the galvanize, you're not necessarily guaranteed the sturdy Custap. So that's the only sort of thing.
Oh, I guess that's true. I guess it's like one or the other. That makes sense though.
Oh yeah, you're on sturdy. Yeah, it does. Sturdy
yeah.
Stab is the whole point. You come in on like a CC.
Sure.
Get down to 1, cut that, boom.
See, you were all out.
I was right in the end.
Also,
but yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Water Tauros
Water Tauros is
deserves
like,
a mention at the very least.
That mon is fatter than 105 defense. I don't care what anybody says.
Well,
No, I agree.
That's the Intimidate coming into play.
It is that thing. Cimkii and I have watched the thing firsthand. Early league, just wreak havoc. Just come in on any physical mon in the game and just hang out
Intimidate
with
is
it.
so cheap. It makes Landers feel like it has 150 defense. Like,
Well, it does.
I'm not gonna do this right now. I'm not gonna do this right now. I was trying real nice to be nice to Landers, but I'm not gonna do this right now.
Yeah, like that thing's great. Like that thing should come in every game for him. I think, like legitimately, that thing with Tusk like makes such a good pair. Like I don't know, like his team's a little electric weak.
I guess kinda, yeah.
You know, Enamorous. Like,
sure.
When you consider that 2 of Enamorous, Tornadus, and Tauros will be there each game.
Yeah. But he has like Tusk and Shaman.
Yeah.
Like it's not the end of the world.
Enamorous is great, by the way. Amon is.
Like, it's
I love
super good.
Namorous.
Yeah,
That's
I think it's really good if he doesn't run like Contrary Select.
He's always going. He will be doing that. That is all he'll be doing. As a matter of fact, he drafted this thing to be a fighting type mon, believe it or not.
I heard it. He wants to just run physical contrary. I'm like, bro.
He didn't know it got another ability.
Yeah, I'm like,
you're saying like, why would you run Calm Mind to this thing?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like, if he runs physical every week and he spends 17 on this, I'm gonna be so mad. But I feel like he's not going to, so not every week. But he's gonna do it at least once or twice.
So I want to bring this up actually. How much of our league do you think knows about booster energy?
Probably all of it.
You think so?
Yeah.
They should all know.
Yeah, I think so.
And if they don't, then
we've
they will
talked
have to
about
watch the
boosters so
list.
much.
Like,
I'm worried it's not as high as you guys think it is.
well then,
Who wouldn't know about
free or
boosters?
wins for me. I don't mind. I know Kachow knows.
Yeah,
I feel like
he knows.
I don't know who wouldn't know.
Glass, Amag, maybe people haven't played a lot of the metagame.
Amag definitely knows.
Maybe.
Well, they'll know when it's time to know.
They'll know when the Iron Valiant booster speeds and wins the game. It's gonna happen. But the Glass team is good, and she has Chiyu, so like, how bad can it be?
That's facts.
Right?
I mean,
and Glass is like a player when he's taking stuff seriously. He's one of the best players in the league, I think. He can cook. He could cook.
He's a mad scientist.
Yeah,
he really is.
He's dangerous.
He's a smart player when he wants to be.
I think
Does he
on
want
his
to be?
day, he's better than me, comfortably. It's just how often does he have those days?
Yeah, I mean, well, how often does Hurricane hit?
How often does he bring Lash Out Chiyu?
Probably like one more time than he should.
So one time.
Yeah, and then I think after that one time, he'll be humbled.
That's true. I mean, I like the team. I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's the worst. He's got some mons. He can get creative with some of these mons. I think.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Glass's season.
Yeah, I am so excited to see Glass play. He might be the person I'm most excited to see play. I cannot wait.
It'll be great. It'll be great. I'm glad he got a good Pokemon like Chiyu.
Yeah, I know Glass. He needs to get that best builder award at all costs. So I'm excited. But I guess we could go to somebody I'm not that excited to see play, which is Lotus.
Ooh.
I don't know. You guys want to talk about this team?
Where do I start? Worst team, worst player. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for Lotus.
Who drafted this?
Rev of Room?
I'm saying on his trash.
I mean, with Terra is kind of a threat. We got high horsepower. I mean, look, we've done some preseason battles. Pikachu has done some things to some people.
Bro, Glass
myself
included. I said that. He said I rigged the board and that the thing should have been 10 points.
Pikachu?
Yes.
Glass said that?
He's like, you rigged the board. I mean, he was trolling, but he was like, you rigged the board.
Well, that being said, I mean, look, Pikachu with a light ball with Terra Ice. My goodness, what is the swapping? Nasty plot agility to attacks.
Yeah, what is?
Ooh,
I don't care what anybody says. Pikachu's the worst mod of all time. I don't know why they took ESP from him. He needs to get that thing back. They better put that back in the DLC.
Pikachu needed a nerf. I mean, look, it's on a real though. It's a solid draft. Ting Lu is disgusting. Goldie is a fantastic one. Wellspring is brilliant again. It's water absorb.
Yeah.
It is item locked, which is kind of a shame, but you know, it's got great stats. Its coverage is good. It's going to do things. Cinderace is a phenomenal Pokemon. It's really quick. The speed tiers on this team are really nice as well. You've also got Arboliva with the Sneasler, of course. Sneasler, just as an aside, is a stupid broken Pokemon. That thing will sweep some... Like, it...
I think it's so cheesy, man.
Yeah, you will... I'm assuming it will get an unburdened sweep at some point in the first 4 weeks.
That's an early candidate for Lotus's skill leader.
Oh, easily. I mean, look, this is a it's a really good draft. You've got all the basic, like, you know, you got your bulky dark type, you got your bulky fairy type, you got good speed tiers. Where's you got rocks coming from Ting Lu, removal in Noivern, and then you've got your dumb low tiers like Pikachu and Murkrow, which might make an appearance, and if they do, you gotta respect them.
Pray to God Murkrow to make an appearance.
I mean, yeah, Prankster is always nice, especially because there are a lot of teams that just get completely crippled by status moves. So it'll be interesting to see for sure. But it's a good looking draft in my opinion.
The thing that this draft does so well, that Lotus alone, only Lotus does such a good job of, is these little mini cores that play around each other well, right? The Golden Go, Ogerpon, Cinderace all play pretty well together, right? Ting-Lu, Sneasel, Arboliva is like incredible, right? Arboliva gets that terrain up, Sneasel comes in, you know, Ting-Lu comes in, checks the psychic types that are trying to hit it, right? You know, you have Noivern to come in for the fighting types, whatever it is. Like, Pikachu is Pikachu. Like, this team is these little pockets of Pokemon that play really well together that you can bring each week. You know, Sylveon is a great special wall. Complements Ting-Lu really well. Like, this team it's very well built, clearly, and it does a lot. Cinderace, right? You play against Lost, you core change a fucking Royal Veil back to him and click Pyro Ball. You can play against somebody else, you can Bandit, you can use Sucker, right? There's so much that this team can do. Golden Go, like, I know people like talk about Make It Rain, how crazy it is. Defensive T-Wave Golden Go is the most broken set in that Pokemon, and I will fight anybody who says otherwise. So, like, you know, Ogerpon can go Cudgel, can be a little fatter if you need it to. It's fast. There's Grassy Glide for Arboliva as well, too, so you get your pry out of that. So this team is, like, it's very well built. I don't like the Terramons apart from Pikachu. I still am a River Room hater. I know Oreo caps for that thing. But, like, I don't know why you say that. I don't understand why you think that's the case.
It's good. I just think, like, that thing with Shift Gear and Terra, it's one of the scarier, like, because like, it's 119's like pretty strong with Terra. It gets Shift Gears off pretty reliably, especially if it Terras. 90 at +1, it's like it's scary. Like, it's a pretty scary Terramon. It needs setup. Like, you could say that's like the downside, but Shift Gear is like one of the most broken setup moves in the game. Like, the problem with Rev is like the original typing is like not that great. It's like pretty bad offensively. Like, to be honest, it's just blunt. Like, it's not a good offensive typing. But Terra fixes that so much. It's just kind of outclassed by some things like in the real game. But since we're playing a low tier Terra draft, there's not that many Mons that are abusing it harder than this thing.
That's fair.
Which is why I think it's just like pretty good. It's probably not an every week Mon, but it's definitely one of those things where, like, if people like ignore it in prep, this definitely can, like,
I mean, it's
2-3 kills like very
it's
easily.
putting up wilt numbers against Lost's team.
I mean, yeah,
honestly,
I mean, if you get the veil away from it, which, I mean, I guess that's why.
Yeah, Cinderace.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's why Cinderace is there. But yeah, I think when we were talking about the Mons, we had a pretty similar like thought process to you actually, which was like, get Pokemon that have a lot of offensive and like pressure and like utility, defensive utility. Like Golden Go has Zapdos, Bulk, and an elite defensive typing. But it's also really strong, and obviously, like you said, defensive is really good. Obviously, it enables like Hazard Stack, and we have a Ting. Ting is like stronger than people realize it is, but it's also just like it has Giratina Bulk. Cinderace is like good utility, and it's fast. Ogerpon, really good defensive typing, super strong, pretty fast. I mean, 110 is actually the 4th fastest Mon on the team, funny enough, but that was kind of like the thought process of the team, and I think it was I think we honestly did it pretty well, even though Cooper stole like seconds are asshole, but yeah.
Probably could have been good in this team. Who would you have taken it instead of?
It would have been in the Noivern spot.
Okay, that makes sense. And then
we would have had a different flying type.
Yeah, spend a little more, but yeah, okay, makes sense. That was funny. Pick 21 Cyclizar.
21. Who takes Cyclizar at 21?
can you do something for me? Can you rapid spin those rocks away for me?
Fire.
No, that seems great. You know, we'll see if Lotus does some more Iron Ball bullshit again, like he likes to do. I know Pikachu's coming to at least 3 of the 4 games.
Sleepy is
I'm
he's gonna cook. Like Sleepy, I think people don't realize last season Sleepy was cooking most of the sets. This brother, he could build. He could build some fire.
Oh no, we know we was cooking him. Don't worry, we know.
And I'm excited to see what
We
he
know.
cooks up. You guys not hating on my guy.
We are aware.
That's like my job to hate on him. All right.
Oh, it seems great though. I think it's a lot of fun. You know, and the good cool thing on Murkrow too is like, worst comes to worst, it's a prankstermon. Have fun.
Yeah.
Prankster's great. Like,
Sensational.
that's value. Its stats are the worst in the game, but it's value. It's actually not that bad, but it's value. So,
Those
team
stats are better than Sableye.
this team is just it's through and through. There's not a mon here that I'm like, this is weighing this team down. So I'm excited to see this team play. Yeah, well, Oreo's capping for it, so we'll see what happens.
I guess we'll find out. I mean, yeah, good team.
Yeah, and like obviously, I have like complete faith in Lotus. I think he definitely can get top 4. Like, I have complete faith in him.
Yeah, solid 5th place.
We'll see. I mean, 5th place, that's playoff. But I think he can do better than that. So we'll see.
All right, last one.
Final team.
Fun in the Sun.
Fun in the Sun.
My goodness. Bro said I want Sun and 19 Chlorophyll Sweepers, and he got it.
This team had a Skull Villain instead of the Drifloon too before. It was even sunnier.
Ooh, I mean, also Ditto. Yeah, fair play. It's just, it's gonna do one thing, and it's gonna do that one thing really well. Clef is very nice for this team because Clef's just a really good mon. I mean, it's a Sun team. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, it's very straightforward. Very, very straightforward team. It's not a bad thing, though. Well, I guess it can be in the sense that everybody knows what they're playing against, right? Torkoal goes down, and the team definitely, I don't want to say completely falls apart, but, like, it's a lot, if Sun isn't in play, the team definitely is not functioning the same way. With that being said, in Sun, it's really scary, and I like that he spent 15 points on 3 defensive Pokemon, to kind of like round out the Sun team, and they all like Sun. Like Clefable with Moonlight and Sun healing 2/3 HP, that thing's gonna be annoying for some teams to get rid of. Like Gliscor and Heatran with their water weaknesses basically removed, they're going to be annoying. And then obviously Walking Wake is the best Sun Sweeper in the game. Slitherwing is ridiculously strong in Sun. Stuff like Zard and Leafeon are like, I don't know how often they're gonna come, but they're things that like you can't ignore because in Sun they're they can do things, and then Ditto is kind of like that like looming threat in the back. I think as a Sun team it's really good. I just don't know how easily he could pivot away from being a Sun team if he runs into other weather or people have really good counterplay for it, but I mean that's going to be on Amag to really figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got certain mons that can thrive if the Sun is off. Like, Slitherwing doesn't need Sun for a banded first impression to not have switch-ins.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, if it has the boosted attack from Photosynthesis, then lol. But Clef, Gliscor, Slitherwing, even Heatran, they all excel outside of Sun. It's a good team. It's fairly one note, but that also just kind of means it's easy to pilot, which for someone who hasn't played almost any of the gen, that's really not a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean the same way we were talking about how Excalibur is going to sweep somebody, Walking Wake is going to sweep somebody.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so
that mon is entirely unserious.
I wish this team had Sandy Shocks.
I kind of wish I had Sandy Shocks too. I love that mon.
I mean, Sandy Shocks would be really nice.
Like, Sandy Shocks is a great Pokemon, and we'd all agree.
Yeah, I love that.
And it gets Photosynthesis. Like, that thing would be generational on this team. I think, like that, I don't know. I understand why is he trying. I don't know. I think Sandy Shops would be phenomenal in this team in some capacity. I don't know how you make it work, but if he's really committed to the bit of Sun,
I mean, I get Heatran though. You know, if you're gonna drive the steel,
I mean, he's your steel type. Yeah, like you might as well get one that's gonna love the Sun.
Yeah.
Of course. No, I don't. Like, I'm not arguing with Heatran. Like, I just think like one of those three maybe could be replaced with Shocks. I don't know, but like they're all great in their own right. So it's hard to say who it would be.
Maybe it could have been in the Gliscor spot, but maybe he just wanted some, sturdier backbone. I don't,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I still like the picks.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good team. He's got Zard and Leafy on the back for like more Sun abusing. He's got more Pekka, which is, people forget about that Mon. It catches people off guard. It's like, oh, it's Dark type now. It does 1 million damage. Ditto can Terra, like independently. We found out. We didn't realize when we into this. So if Ditto copies a +3 Chien-Pao, it can Terra into Steel or whatever it wants to, and just be that Chien-Pao with Terra, or so on and so forth. Be Palathin, right, with like Terra ground, whatever it wants to do. So that is something that, to consider with Ditto, and he is going to try to force that against teams like the Chien-Pao or Palathin or Iron Valiant, right? He's going to try to make that happen. So can't knock him for that either. If it's booster, it won't matter because I'll speed him. But
yeah, Ditto's one of those things that when it comes to the game, it's like you always have to like think about the Ditto in the back. It's like weird because sometimes it feels like you're playing 5v6, but like it deters setup, it deters playing like in a certain way. It's kind of like a nice safeguard. Like if Loss is going a little too crazy with that Excalibur, you got Ditto. If somebody's going a little too crazy with that shift gear Reverb Room.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, now Ursula in a Blood Moon. Hey.
Yeah, I yeah, you might got hit on my guy. Got hit on my guy.
Calling how I see it, all right. But it's a solid team. It's it's weather. Weather's weather. If you lab it well enough, you can probably beat it. That defensive core is annoying. So the Wing Bandit first impression is going to just put people on t-shirts.
Yeah.
Like that shit is just crazy. 100 attack and it gets to click. What is it, like 100 base power? Full prio move. In the sun.
FP is 90, right?
With a choice band, it's whatever it is. It doesn't fucking matter.
It's still strong. It's still strong.
And some of the choice band, it's 1 million. As a matter of fact, it's Game Freak just called me and said it's 1 million. So
you got me.
What can I say?
My week 4 matchup looking.
Oh, you playing week 4?
Nice. So I will play this Sun team.
That will be fun because you got the T-Tart. Oh, y'all are gonna be battling for that weather.
I've got some plans in mind.
Oh,
I've got some plans in mind.
Because of plans? Game's in like a month. You already got plans. Look at you.
I've got plans. I was looking.
You can have 2 Dumons on this team in a month.
He could. Won't change the result that I'm winning, but
Oh wow.
He can try.
Everybody better be circling you on your schedules the way you're talking in this video.
Look, I'm just saying. I'm confident. This doesn't happen often.
I'm happy for you.
I'm loving my draft, and honestly, after an 09 season in the BPL, I can only bounce back.
That's nice.
Even though I haven't actually lost my 9th game yet, that's tomorrow. But I don't care about that anymore. I mean, I do obviously because I care, but I don't care in the fact that I'm only going one way. But in SSPL with these teams, I'm going up.
Right, but Cimkii. You've been talking a lot of trash, so I gotta ask. Where's Amag placing this season?
Mid-table. Which would be what, 4th or 5th? 5th or 6th? That sort of ballpark. 4th to 6th is my ballpark. I know that's slightly outside the parameters you said earlier, but that's my opinion.
What about you, Bam?
It's tough. It's tough. I'm not fond of weather. Walking Lake is a demon, but I think people can prep for it pretty well in draft. I think he needs to make 1 or 2 swaps to elevate it. Mid-table, top and bottom 4 to mid-table for now, but it can go up for sure.
I mean, you know me. I'm just gonna say it's not 4.
I'm not looking forward to playing it though.
I think it's top
That's
4.
for sure. All right, that's fair.
I think everybody's top 4, except for Lotus, who I
That's
actually
good.
said it was top 4 like 10 minutes ago. But I think that's all the teams.
That is.
I mean, this will not be the last of SSPL on this channel because we're gonna be probably doing a lot for this league. Should be fun. You know, we got 4 weeks and then a mid-season tournament, then a redraft, and then 5 more weeks and another tournament. There's gonna be a lot going on. But definitely looking forward to see what everybody cooks up with these drafts. I could definitely see this being the best season of SSPL ever.
I'm inclined to agree.
I'm with you. It's looking good. This DLC 1's looking good. Got some fun mons. I'm excited for this. People are excited for their teams. I'm excited for the season. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good.
All right. Well, I guess that wraps this up. I mean, this went a good bit longer than I was expecting it to, but you know, I was just having so much fun talking about all these non-Lotus teams. So, that's
All
gonna
8 teams in the top 4.
all 8 teams in the
Amazing.
top 4, and maybe 9. I can see 9 teams make top 4. You know, a lot of potential. But I guess that's gonna be it for this video. Till next time, like and subscribe if you want. If you don't want to, then no, don't.
Do it.
Do it now.
Oreo works hard.
He
He makes
does.
good content.
He's
Yeah,
the goal.
make good content once every 6 months.
Hey.
He's gonna be in the Pokemon Cipher.
Ooh.
Leaks? I'm cutting it off. No more leaks. No more leaks.